cared about you. But I made a mistake. And that caused an end. Main message. There will always be a moment in which we look at ourselves. This is through the need to or through an opportunity. In those moments we may not like what we see and not feel enough. Those moments are so that we can see what we need to change and work on it. It can feel uncomfortable, and we can ask ourselves, is this the end? When really it's not the end but the start to empowerment in always feeling enough. When we have lost touch of most of our relationships, we can find it hard to look at ourselves, but we need to ask ourselves, is this the end to future relationships or is this the start to something new that we can work on? Relationships. We can be in relationships that we have forgotten the value of, or have we? And we realize this when we think our life is on hold. We find ourselves alone and do not know how to process it other than regret and tell ourselves we have made a mistake. Will we be alone for the rest of our life, or is there yet to be a change? How do we learn from this? We constantly ask ourselves, is this the end? It is normal to think this way when you are at a time in your life that you have realized you have been alone for a long time and feel like you have not seen yourself in a better place, or have you? Or is it you have had the same routine for a while and there has not been more that you think you should look forward to? But what about those old relationships? What happened to them? This is the question we must ask ourselves. To answer that question, we must pause. We usually pause when we are at a stage when we think we can look at our lives. When we do not know the value or think we do not know the value, and then it starts to come to memory. We realize or think we have made a mistake, but what happens now? In this moment we need to embrace the pause and realize we can think about our next steps and find out where we are at and where we want to go. The important question to ask is, do we truly want to go there? Do we want friends, or is there something we are missing that makes us feel like we are lacking something that is worthwhile? Why did we lose touch with the relationships we had? We must ask ourselves again, why did this come into memory? Was it because it was truly what we wanted to be reminded of, or is this an opportunity to think about our own lives in which we feel we have missed out on memories? We all have moments in which we pause and miss how things went. But are things better now? Or we do not see what's in front of us? Are there people in our lives that we are not paying attention to, or do we want something that is unreachable? We think we will be alone for the rest of our lives because we can't see what's ahead. We have spent so much time trying to control our lives that we have forgotten about those people and their relationships with us. Now we see those people who used to be in our lives seeking others to be there for them, or so we think, and deep down we think we are not worthy of having relationships as they will see us as inadequate. To regret during the time when you can reflect on your life could be a sign of wanting to control the moment, but all you see is a lack. What do you have right now that you can look at and realize that you have what you need? With control, it can feel like we need to focus on the direction on where our life has to go, and when we feel a lack thereof, we look at ourselves and may perceive ourselves as a failure. To have the opportunity to reflect on your life at this moment shows that you have achieved a lot and you should be proud of yourself. Learn from your lessons and take advantage of the present and every moment you find yourself in. Feeling like you are lacking may be a sign that you are where you need to be, but there are lessons you need to think about to improve your life further. Think about where you are and the blessings and where you truly want to go and focus on getting there. Ask yourself, do you truly want friends around you, and why? If it's because you feel like you are lacking something, ask yourself, who do you want to be in your life to take you through the present and where you are headed, and accept those people when they come your way. Having the need to reflect on our life can feel like we are losing control, but really, we are at the stage when we can look at ourselves and our achievements and work on improving it. This is the reason why we celebrate a new year every year, so that we can look at our lives, take our lessons with us and embrace the moment with focusing on what we want to achieve. Is there a lack, or is there a lack of control? The advice is to embrace every moment even if it's difficult and realize it's to help us learn about ourselves and our lives and carry on working on ourselves. Lesson. We will have moments in our life in which we reflect and feel like we do not have enough. We have spent time trying to control the narrative of our lives. Now we are by ourselves, and we feel like there is nothing to do, so we look at ourselves and feel like we have made a mistake. Those moments are for that purpose. It is so that we can look at ourselves and ask ourselves where we want to go in our lives and where are we at this moment that we should be grateful about. What are our achievements and how can we make the most out of our present to help us with our future and to work on feeling good enough, to the point we can look at ourselves and feel unstoppable. We should look at ourselves rather than what we do not have, because we always will have enough, which is evident by us having the moment to look at ourselves and our lives.